segregation is wrong because it is a system of adultery perpetuated by illicit intercourse between injustice and immorality.
Yeah. All right. Let's see where we are now about it. All right, that's better. So, I don't know how exactly I'm gonna do that. So, namaste. Of course, I'm Dr. Shakrages, and this is actually going to be your reading for the sign. For the sign. Oh, shit. Hold on. Hey, maybe that'll work. Hello. Yeah. Hey. Yeah, that'll work. Black power. All right. They may not have heard us loud and clear on this beautiful, beautiful day. We put some tea tree oil over here. Make sure we got everything necessary. I'm gonna actually make an adjustment real quick because I want to be able to. Not that much. All right. Yeah, that's a lot better. And so I want to be able to give my full undivided attention. Spirit, I just want to start by saying namaste, happy Martin, Mr. Honorable Mr. Dr. Reverend Martin Luther King, and Mr. Honorable Dr. Reverend Martin Luther King Jr. and ancestors. Namaste, namaste, namaste. Therefore, giving all power to the Most High God, I want to take the time to pray, starting off in a way where the topic of focus today in this guided way focuses on ateliophobia. Ateliophobia is the fear of doing something wrong. It's a phobia characterized by an extreme and often debilitating fear of making mistakes or being imperfect, leading to anxiety and avoidance. Behaviors and situations where errors might occur. Again, the fear of doing something wrong is called ateliophobia. It's a phobia characterized by an extreme and often debilitating fear of making mistakes or being imperfect, leading to anxiety and avoidance. Behaviors and situations where errors might occur. For those that are looking for true detox guidance with the mint and rose blossom of, you got the high priestess waiting for the restoration of the soul to the restoration of the soul to a recognizable point of view by admitting the person that people put effort into raising is who you've always tried to restore or keep intact or keep connected or keep together or keep up with, while pausing on doing all that, all to give of yourself as if you never were looking for that part of you, not in a negligent, ignorant way, as if you don't need it. Knowing that a person has functioned as if it never was bothered or misplaced or not depleted, while honoring God, and God has given a vase and gone, hey, tend to this part of life. Know that that doesn't have to go without, and put a particular effort of nutrient together, of chamomile, to know that even whenever it's brought up, it can't take you from your classic roast. Always keep a classic roast. It may seem this or this and this and that, where you got to detox, well, not you, but the utilization of the sum total of those that measure jealousy with the Ace of Wands. Just the measure of a person to have the audacity to want to be louder than the versions of themselves that was too small at one point to even not run from the vacuum cleaner. And you got to keep in mind, you got to know how to turn that vacuum cleaner on and just, they probably gonna go scurry, just not out of habit. So let's focus on that. Namaste. We're gonna start with the sign of Aquarius. Aquarius sun, Aquarius moon, and Aquarius rising. We're also gonna start with Gemini. Gemini sun, Gemini moon, Gemini rising. We're also going to start with Libra, Libra sun, Libra moon, Libra rising. Focusing on the detox of the air signs. Focusing on the detox of the air signs. Focusing on the classic roast of the air signs. That medium classic roast of the air signs. Knowing for the longer daylight savings of your smile. Know that there's mint, M-I-N-T, mint and rose blossom. Flavored green tea as a suggestion. And that is necessary for the once I explain something we'll do in action together. All right. So showing up for competition is a part of the past. Showing up is a part of the competition. Showing up for competition is a part of the past that you no longer have to worry about. And not worry, but you much know your worth. And instead of being right on how to have to know that the year and the length of measure of things that are already precious to you, as far as you taking care of them with such effort, that those aren't normal qualities that you rather bargain with or gamble with or be irresponsible with. And in the contrast, you got the Six of Swords because family or family occasions. Because you can show up to those that are strangers to taking care of the occasion. And therefore, having that, know that you got the say-so because you are the say-so individually, then you got to detox. So that's your herbal. Her balance is the supply element necessary. The earth, the mother air. Mother earth. Mother. And knowing that mother, air, father, for there. So having the four there, knowing that the King of Swords and the Six of Swords, knowing how to let God remove the false judgment, because people will put in front of a person something that they meant to be a failure. And because you have a different type of repel against flaws, you can accept the flaws because it is what keep a person avoiding the failure. And to even chance a failure or not would be to quarrel. So to value avoiding quarrels actually is of a necessary value, that the higher power that be than the one that caused a person to fail. Your higher power wants you to define your lead and say, no matter what, this type of nightly classic blossom, Nightly classic blossom. Nightly classic blossom. No chakras blocked. Way of thinking is going to stay worked on, and diligently is allowing some numerical great value to actually be the signature. So thy greatness is known. And to know your greatness, you have to know that people with ateliophobia often have a strong need for perfectionism, causing them to be highly critical of themselves and overly concerned about even minor mistakes. Ateliophobia. And the only obstacle would be this avoidance. Because to avoid quarrel, sometimes God will, 4 of Cups sometimes, as I've been studying, 4 of Cups, due to it being Afro-Brazilian tarot, make sure that the main root of the problem isn't overlooked, although it's a broader solution, which can seem like given to, the card of aridity, Aridty, and it's only explained in definition as a receiver of an inheritance, or that's the 4 of Pentacles. And the 4 of Cups is self-centered, where that pentacle should be blossomed, instead of it being even though it has directions, you have to know the instructions. Your inward mediumship classic roast. Normally that's why the High Priestess is out. That is the message that you know your trusted thesaurus. Thesaurus before it's a book. Thesaurus before thy book is available, then the words that, no matter the outfit, the experience to acquire the clothing, or the outings, or the dinners, and everything, or the TV shows just watch together, just to spend QT quality time. The truth is, just as much as a person values a person living, if God gave an option for them to be visited or to have visitation and body be preserved every day, a person would then look at life different. Because instead of this, and this, every day, if God said for 30 minutes, you can arrive at this location, and they may not be living. The funeral just never ended. And you can always take care of them. And this just figuratively speaking, although necessarily essential as a her balance supply element, where instead of saying go acquire this material, this to keep commemorating, just the fact of the right to have the value of the air, the nutrition shared, the blood protected because it shall not be shed, and the educational pursuit to make sure that even in that there's this. And with the help of Thessalonians, to avoid error on anyone else's end, that extra effort necessary educationally to bring home those supplements the supply elements meant to make sure that to make sure loose ends are healthy. And knowing healthy ends learn to maintain unfrayed, untorn, untattered, and whatnot. To make sure that no opposition is lurking. And instead of opposition, don't miss the blossom. Because organic passion flower and chamomile become that nighttime. Instead of tourmaline protects us through the day, and then once tourmaline is met with amethyst, and know that there are going to be people that you're protected by the amethyst gemstone, because it allows you to be an individual, and know that there are people or different perennials of existence that have their different type of burdock root. So therefore, you don't have to stop every person that would stifle your belief. That's what peacock-or is. And if somebody could tell, or supplementally, you can figure out a name, and they're just amethyst. And those qualities of amethyst can be used because somebody reading or watching this is seeking the true reason on how to even identify, no matter how people are, or no matter how strangers are dressed, how do you alleviate worries and fears, encouraging clear thinking, trusting your intuition when met with a off-guard acquaintance, because being put into future shock about how they carry themselves in belief. They may not be perfect, but some people are just totally outside of being for clarity of mind. And the amethyst is said to help calm the mind and enhance spiritual connection. One thing about taking forensic science honorably, most people that don't want balance and happiness and clarity and passionate chamomile, it's just happiness is passionate chamomile, being able to have a good night's sleep, the value of it, and doing those things like I have my pearls and my true exude of just ambiance with them, and gemstones and my prayer warriors and my cup runneth over, and so forth. Hedge of protection of margarine and things of that nature, tea tree oil, and love and light to you. So knowing that amethyst is said to foster connections to higher energies and facilitate spiritual growth. Amethyst is believed to protect against negative energies and help calm. So right now I say help calm the mind. Help calm the mind. Help calm the mind. You are protected from fear. You're always feng shuiing for someone else, knowing you're protected from fear. You're protected from fear. You're protected from fear. Jobless. J-A-H. 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 When you need to know that resilience is in need of the rose of realization. We get told go to sleep. No, that's realization. Whether it's real or a lie, the end to it, because the attention span is being healed. And when you wake, you go into self-realization, which has a few initial poses, affirmations, sun salutations. There is nothing that you can't take to God, because within 15 minutes, 17 minutes, or even 7 hours, if a person is taking care of avoidance behaviors where there was no void, or how to place to fill the void, always trust and believe that Amethyst has been a symbol of royalty for centuries. Amethyst's deep purple color is associated with luxury, wealth, and power. Luxury is when, even in acquaintances or just different walks of life, the fact that having the luxury that God tells you, no matter how a person goes with a telephobia, God is only going to put you around people that totally believe in you. And know that God has conquered the best. Instead of it being unheard of, it conquered. And untouched flower, you are healed. So, Four of Swords, the taming of the tongue. Four of Swords is going to help with the strength. So we're going to go into Four of Swords. Let's go with the dandelion and burdock. Dandelion and burdock. You're going to take the dandelion, burdock. First medium message, prayer hands. I've seen somebody needing prayer hands of laying hands on this way. Ki energy, Reiki, Chi energy, Shokure. Prayer hands is a good enough answer. Prayer hands will answer. Having the wheel and the totem of a possum, knowing that you have the fertility to believe. Fertility is better than gasoline. Fertility is better. And knowing that the willpower to look at things differently is necessary. Allows the mind to think. It feeds the pineal. You gotta be willing to dare to be different and know may not be unheard of, although that is, it's used to clear negative energy from a space or protect it from harm. Something that is different, new, and not needed for validity, it just works for you. And it doesn't have to, it has a luxury wealth, because the luxury that only you know about it. And when you do know how to know that the untold story is something that you're proud of, if a person doesn't support it, then you know your wealth. Well, we are healthy together. Whether it's you and your taming of the tongue herbal moment, or pursuit of the proper coconut oil, or whatever the case may be. Well, I won't say that, but having the right shea butter and things of that nature. Protected from harm, and that's power. So, namaste, air signs. Everything not supposed to taste good at first. It's just supposed to taste right. For those that's letting go of things like beer, 40 ounces, dandelion and burdock root, it'll do. Therefore, next, 1 second.